Houston, Friday night, no Joel Embiid, and the Sixers get the win. Thank you for being here. Please do me a favor, close out the chat one time, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new, turn your notification bell on so you don't miss any shows. We talk Sixers every single day. If you're new here, we talk Sixers every single day. Yes, it's psychotic, but that's what we are. We are Sixers sickos over here at Running Back Philly. And if you want these post-game live shows while you're driving your car or meditating or whatever else you do with a podcast, we are in podcast form in crystal clear audio on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Thank you to everyone that listens to me on the podcast, and leave me a 5-star review just because. Okay, do that. All right, let's get down to business. We got another spammer in the chat. Why do you come in here spamming every time, bro? Like, I don't want to ban you from the channel, but come on, bro. Listen, yeah, let's go. Sixers win 131-127 versus the Houston Rockets in Houston. No Joel Embiid. And all you're looking for when the Sixers are ever playing without Joel Embiid is a win. I don't care how you get it done. I don't care if it's the Wizards. I don't care if it's the Pistons who lost 29,000 games in a row and are still refusing to trade their contracts away. I don't care if it's the Houston Rockets without a couple players. Without Dylan Brooks and without somebody else. I forget. But I don't care who it is. I don't care how you get it done. Just get the W. And that's what the Sixers did tonight. And in the absence of Joel Embiid, another thing that has to happen, even though I'm still leaning on him, he's only 23 years old. I still, in a couple of years, he will be in his prime. What has to happen without Joel Embiid is Tyrese Maxey has to step up and lead the way. And he does it again. He does it again against a good defensive team in the Houston Rockets. Ime Udoka and some athletes out there. I thought they would have the similar strategy that the Miami Heat had with Tyrese Maxey, which is a double around every screen. They didn't do it as much as the last two teams did it to try to take Tyrese Maxey out of the game. They left him one-on-one a lot. And boy, he was attacking. One thing the Houston Rockets don't have, and I didn't look at their defensive rankings. I don't have the stats to back this up, but just an eye test with a guy like Şengün, Mini Jokic out there playing center, they don't have a rim protector. And Şengün's a guy that has a lot of skill, tons of talent. Defensively, step too slow for a guy like Tyrese Maxey. And so it seemed that Maxey had the plan early. Nick Nurse probably implemented the plan early. Here's what we're going to do. You go to the rim the entire game, Tyrese. Tyrese, from the very beginning of this game, you go to the rim as much as possible. And Tyrese Maxey went to the rim as much as possible. Tomorrow I'll look at the in-depth stats and really look at how much he attacked the rim in this game. But he attacked the rim in this game time and time and time and time again. And he's just too quick for guys like Jeff Green to step up around the screen. Şengün, Tari Eason, he took to the rim a couple times, got blocked a couple times. Tari Eason, another nice young talent. But Maxey was just attacking relentlessly from the start of this game. He didn't even shoot a good percentage from three, 2 for 9 from three. But he put in 42 points, and a couple of those threes go down. Tyrese Maxey has another 50 piece. Yeah, you heard me right. You heard me right, damn it. I have a 23-year-old scoring guard on my team who has the first 50 piece from a guard since Allen Iverson in 2000 whatever. And now he comes out here without Joel Embiid and drops a 42 on a not so hot from three night. He has 30 plus in 3 of his last 5 games. Tyrese Maxey, as Joel Embiid's sidekick, is at an elite level. He's at an elite level this season. And when Joel is out and Tyrese has to create for himself, yeah, it doesn't look as easy as it does with Joel on the floor. Obviously, Joel makes everybody's life easier, regardless of what Glenn Rivers said on somebody's podcast. Joel makes everybody's life easier. So the struggle in the Miami game was, he's going to struggle to create his own offense without Joel on the floor, and Miami played tough, double team defense around screens, and Maxey struggled. And the narrative that I got in a lot of comments and tweets is that Maxey can't be the lead guy and he can't create his own shot, even though he created 20 shots in that game. He just missed all of them, which, by the way, I really have to get better at ignoring the ultra negative people. There's a small percentage of Sixers fans that are just ultra negative because it's just the way that they live their life. I just have to get better at ignoring that, because Tyrese Maxey is at an incredible level, an absolutely incredible level this early into his career. He's at an incredible level this early into his career. And the Sixers have the best record they've had since 2001. You're going to have ups and downs in a season. You're going to lose some games in a season. You're going to have some bad shooting games in a season. You're going to have some games that look terrible in a season. The Sixers are good. And Tyrese Maxey stepped up and gave you 42. And I just love the fact that he was attacking early, because the game starts inside and out, right? So, you see the ball go in a couple of times on some tough layups. And then you bring it out. He did hit he was 2 for 9 from 3. I remember the 1 3 that he hit on the left wing in the first half. The second one was a clutch one, top of the key, quick trigger, early in the shot clock. Statistically a bad shot for anybody but Tyrese Maxey. And gets it to fall over pretty good defense. And then he got another driving layup. That was about 6-7 minutes left in the game when we really needed to make a run to put it away. Tyrese does it again and drops 42 points, 13 for 26 from the field, 2 for 9 from 3. Maxey is here. And when you get Joel back, you try to get that rhythm back together. But I trust Tyrese Maxey. For the first time in his career, I trust him to lead the team in crunch time. I 100% trust him to lead the team in crunch time. I've seen it enough times this season now that I trust him to lead the team in crunch time. I've seen it enough times this season. I trust him to lead the team in crunch time. DFJ Hoops, what's going on, man? Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate your support. Got to get you back on the channel soon. Great win without Big Fella. I listened to one of Nurse's coaching seminars, and rebounding is one thing he cares about the most, but I don't see it. Listen, man, the Sixers got out-rebounded by 1 million in this game. They just still, more so than the Doc Rivers teams, but they just still have a lot of players on the floor, cough, cough, Tobias Harris, who don't naturally box out. And they just get beat on the board so much. And this team, this Rockets team with Jalen Green flying around and Tari Eason, man, how many offensive rebounds did Tari Eason have? I felt like he always had the ball in his hands when it came off the rim. Tari Eason was part of those, a lot of offensive rebounds. They got a lot of second chance points. This is an instant reaction. I didn't look at the second chance points yet, but the Sixers were bad at rebounding in this game. For sure. For sure. But look, you're playing without Joel. I don't care what happens. I don't care what happens when you're playing without Joel. I care that you squeak away with a W. Okay. Outside of Tyrese Maxey's super clutch 42-point performance, you get another Marcus Morris game. Another Marcus Morris game, man. Another one. The Philly native comes back to Philly, his hometown. He's always been a Sixers fan. He dreamed of playing for the Sixers. He comes back to Philly, puts on a Sixers jersey, and has a resurgence and revitalizes his career. And he's 34 years old. He might have 3 years left playing at this level. And I personally, at this point, hope that it's all in a Sixers jersey. Because what better story could you write than Marcus Morris playing for his hometown team at the end of his career and contributing on a serious level? Defensively, not so much. He can't jump anymore. He doesn't have any legs. He can't move fast enough. You have to hide him on defense. I've been saying that, but it's fine. And I said this on the last post-game live. I'll probably say it on every post-game live that Marcus Morris plays an important part. He just plays a savvy, creative, old man game. It doesn't matter if I can't move anymore. It doesn't matter if I can't jump anymore. I'm going to outsmart you because I've been playing this game longer than you. The 3 that he hit on the side, second half, maybe third quarter, Jalen Green running out to him. Somebody made the skip past D'Anthony Melton, I think, in heavy traffic in the lane. Checked his feet. I'm calling these pump fakes before they happen. Marcus Morris is... I got to think of a nickname. We got to put pump fake in there somehow. Remember I used to say pump fake PJ? That was in a negative light because PJ Tucker refused to shoot open threes and he pump faked everything. This is Marcus Morris. Pump fake Morris doesn't roll off the tongue. We'll think of something else. But his pump fake is lethal. And I can just hear him when he steps and pump fakes and young Jalen Green flies by. I can just hear him say, "Gotcha. Gotcha, nephew." Pump fake, gotcha, nephew, and hits a 3. And the play of the game is simple. Who missed the 3? Tobias Harris, probably. Patrick Beverly gets an offensive rebound, makes a just super clutch heads-up play, time running down. The Rockets are hanging in there. We need a dagger. I think Maxey kicked it out to Tobias and he missed it. They were really hounding Maxey at the end of the game. There was a play where he was quadruple teamed. He drove and all 4 Rockets players surrounded him. He kicked it to Patrick Beverly, who hit a clutch 3. But the dagger, potential dagger for Tobias Harris, correct me if I'm wrong, it was probably Tobias. I feel like it was probably Tobias. Missed it. Patrick Beverly, offensive rebound, heads up, clutch play, gets the offensive board, immediately kicks it to Morris. And he hits a 3 and gets fouled. A 4-point play dagger for the Philly native Marcus Morris. Game over. Not quite game over because then with 20-some seconds left, Jalen Green hits a ridiculous prayer because why wouldn't the team that the Sixers are playing hit a prayer at the end of a game? That's just the most Sixers thing you could ever think of, right? Hits a prayer, cuts it to 2. Şengün fouls D-Melt within 24 seconds. D'Anthony Melton misses 1 free throw, makes the next one. Then they inbound the ball. I forget what happened next, but there was a point where Tobias Harris turned it over almost. Watch the end of that game. Almost lost the game for us. He was mad that they didn't call a foul. D-Melt comes up with the loose ball, gets fouled again, goes back to the free throw line. And that was the end. So an interesting ending, a drama-filled ending, but that's just Sixers basketball. Every single game you watch makes you want to pull your hair out. They got the dub without Joel Embiid, and that's all I care about. And you just can't write a better story than Marcus Morris hitting the dagger 4-point play. Tyrese a 42-piece. Morris the dagger. Tobias Harris, another good game. Trade value Toby is in the building. Let's read the chat real quick, and I'll give the rest of my thoughts. Let's hop in the chat real quick, man. What's going on? The Rockets are 9th in the West and are not a pushover. No, they're not a pushover at all, man. Dillon Brooks wasn't playing. Okay, that's a hard-nosed defender, but just the defensive mentality of the Houston Rockets, you can tell, is on a new level with Ime Udoka. And they got a lot of athletes out there, and they fly around, and they retreat on defense. They sprint out to the three-point line. They double team. They triple team. So it's a good win for the Sixers, man. Gordon Stark, who the hell is Şengün? I never even heard of the guy. Kate and Oliver are hugging his sack like he's a superstar all game. Gordon, you gotta get out. You gotta watch it. You gotta watch some other NBA games once in a while, man. Şengün's a serious talent in this league, man. They call him Mini Jokic. He has a ton of talent, a ton of ball skills. Pause. Right hand, left hand. Nice footwork in the paint. He can finish with both hands. He's a great passer. You know, he can't guard the rim, that's for sure. And the one thing that Şengün definitely does that annoys the living hell out of me is he flops around the whole game, bro. And I like him. And I don't want to talk trash. I want to watch the NBA and enjoy it. And I want to, I want to say good things about good players. But the flopping is insane with this guy. Just watch him play. And the referees reward it, which is annoying. There was one in the corner on the right side, third quarter, maybe fourth quarter, where he just threw his head back and they called a foul. Every time you play defense on him at all, he's going like this, throwing his head back. And the referees are calling fouls. Fred VanVleet also, man, he can just, you can defend him right here. And he can just drive right into you and throw himself on the floor. And they call a foul. And I know I'm speaking about flopping while being a Joel Embiid supporter. But the VanVleet flops were annoying and the Şengün flops were annoying. And there was one play where he got boxed out by about 3 guys. Did not have position on the box out at all. Jumped in the air and flailed his legs and his arms, screaming at the ref, like, I don't know, to call a foul for them boxing me out. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's the one thing that annoys me about Şengün. But Şengün's a good talent. He's a good talent. He's the centerpiece of that team. He's a glue guy. Everything runs through him. Tobias Harris, I would say, at least in the ISO situations, there was a ton of Şengün on Tobias one-on-ones. What did Şengün end the game with? Let's get the stat sheet up here. Where are the stats? Producer, put my stats on the screen. Thank you. Almost fired you. I don't actually have a producer. It's an ongoing joke because I do everything. A one-man band out here. 402 people in here. Do me a favor. Hit the like button. Close out the chat. Hit the like one time. We're going to get into the chat. We're going to chill. We're going to chop it up. It's going to be a good time. Close out the chat one time and hit the like button. Give me 400 likes. I would very much appreciate that. Let's look at the stat sheet here, man. What did Şengün have by the end of this game? He had 28 by the end of this game, 7 rebounds and 8 assists. I think Tobias did an okay job on him in ISO situations. We double teamed him a lot in the beginning of the game, which isn't what you want to do to Şengün because he can pass the ball. And that's how we were getting crushed in the beginning of this game. Fred damn VanVleet. Fred VanVleet just won't go away. He just won't get out of my life. Another player that I guarantee has the best games of his career against my Philadelphia 76ers, Fred VanVleet. He just goes off against us. What is it? What is it about the energy in the air when he plays the Sixers that he just goes unconsciously crazy? Since his Toronto Raptors days, coming off the bench, hitting clutch 35-footers, fadeaway, shot clock running down, buzzer beaters. And at the end of this game, I was saying, please don't let Fred VanVleet shoot the ball, please. Anybody but him. I know Jalen Green just hit one to get it within 2 or whatever, but please just don't let it be Fred VanVleet. And Jalen Green drives right. Instead of throwing up another prayer, which, you're the one that hit the prayer to get you in the situation, he passed it to, I don't even remember the dude's name, the backup center, rolling down the lane. And that was game over. For Fred VanVleet, 33 points, 9 for 16, 8 for 12 from the field, and the beginning of the game was just ridiculous. We were double-teaming Şengün. I get that's kind of your strategy. Maybe that was the strategy, or maybe Nick Nurse was standing there saying, what the fuck are you guys doing? I told you not to double-team him because he's a good passer. That might have been what happened. I'm not sure. We were doubling Şengün. He was passing the ball, and Fred VanVleet was money. The first 2 minutes of the game, he was 2 for 2. They started the game 6-0. I'm pretty sure I'm right about that. And it was like 13-4, I think, to start the game. I wasn't worried about it. I said the whole time in the stream on Playback TV, which, by the way, 400 of you in here. A lot of you haven't joined us on Playback TV. You should. We watch Sixers games in there. It's a nice app. It's a lot of fun. The game is live. My commentary is live. The chat is live. Playback.tv/RunItBackPhilly. Join us there. VanVleet was money, like he always is against the Sixers, and hit a bunch of threes in the beginning of the game. Hit a couple later. What was he from the 3-point line? 8. He hit 8. I thought I would have said like 5. He hit 8 3-pointers against us. Fred VanVleet hit 8 3-pointers in this game. Ridiculously unrealistic performance by Fred VanVleet, and the game should have been not as close as it was. The game shouldn't have been that close. 8 threes from Fred VanVleet. Give me a damn break. John C., what's going on, my man? Thanks for the super chat. Thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate you. Great win tonight. Never gave up. That being said, tonight, big time highlighted the Sixers' need for a better backup center. B-Ball and Mo Bamba are awful. Morey has some work to do to improve this lineup. I still look at it like this. I guess, name a team that has a good backup center. You know what I mean? Like, who realistically, what team do you look at and say, oh, there's their backup center. He's good. I just think when you're playing without Joel and your backup centers have to be the starters, it's going to look really bad because they're not starting level players, clearly. Paul Reed is a high energy rebound, fly around guy. Love his heart, love his energy. But he really doesn't have a whole lot of basketball skills. When he gets in situations where he's like trying to drive to the rim, it's like, oh my God, what's going to happen? Is he going to dribble it off the side of his foot? Or is he going to do some miraculous triple behind the back through the legs? I don't know. You never know what's going to happen with Paul Reed. I love him, but you never know what's going to happen. And Mo Bamba, right when he came in, I said, watch. The Rockets have guys that can attack the rim, and Mo Bamba can't guard the rim to save his life. And I can't figure out why. He's just big. He's just 7'1" and soft. He's very easy to move out of the way. He's very slow, so it's very simple for NBA guards to just drive and do a layup before he can react. And that's exactly what happened as soon as he came in the game. But I just think, look, when Joel's playing, and I'll leave your comment on the screen because thank you for the support. I want to show love to everybody that supports the channel. But when Joel's playing, throw Paul Reed in there for 10 minutes, and you're good to go. You don't need to rely on a backup center to play a lot of minutes. It's the Mark Sanchez rule. It's the Gardner Minshew rule. They look good for short spurts. If you give them too much time, they're going to remind you why they're not a starting level talent. And that's just Mo Bamba and Paul Reed. But I think in certain matchups, you can mix and match Paul Reed and Mo Bamba at the backup center when Joel's playing. And I just think let's not look too much at this team's construction without Joel. I say this a lot, but let's not look at this team's construction without Joel under a microscope because guess what? You're not winning anything without Joel Embiid. It's just not happening. So in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter what backup centers look like when Joel's not playing, because if Joel's not playing, you're not winning in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? There's no backup center that's going to come in the playoffs and beat the Boston Celtics in a 7-game series. Maybe you could sweep the damn whoever you get in the first round, the Brooklyn Nets, the Washington Wizards, who is it every year, the Atlanta Hawks. But if Joel's not playing, you're not winning anyway. So I try not to, me personally, I don't look too hard at the roster when Joel's out. I don't. I think their main need still is, I don't know, because Pat Bev's been making me happy lately as a backup point guard. If they can figure out a way to get DeAnthony Melton back onto the bench and calm down his ego a little bit. So one thing that really stands out to me is that DeAnthony Melton tries to do too much with the ball in his hands a lot of times because sometimes he thinks he's that guy. Somebody just kind of needs to remind him, listen, you're a really good role player. Your job is to play hard, play tough defense, shoot the ball when you're open. There should probably be no time in a game where Tyrese Maxey is on the floor and DeAnthony Melton is running a pick and roll. There should probably never be that. The DeAnthony Melton starting lineup thing is the thing that I'm uneasy about with the Sixers roster overall. I often say they need another 3-and-D wing. I would love another 3-and-D wing. Do I think Marcus Morris Sr. is going to give you 15 a game off the bench in the playoffs? I don't know. It would be awesome. It's awesome to have a guy like that right now. It's just so the Sixers haven't had it for so long. They haven't had a Marcus Morris. They haven't had a damn veteran basketball player. Just a guy that could take the ball and get to a mid-range jumper and create a little bit of something off the dribble. Just a flat-out, well-rounded basketball player who you can plug and play in any lineup. They haven't had him forever. Somebody younger who's better defensively than Marcus Morris would be nice. And if he does contribute at that level in the playoffs, that would be awesome, and that would just continue to write the story of him returning to Philly. But I think they can use some 3-and-D help. I don't want them. I don't think they need to make a big splash, man. They have the best record since 2001. We can compete against any team in the league when Joel Embiid's healthy. The Sixers are deep when they're healthy, and that's how I see it. I just don't really think they need a whole lot more. I'm way off on the Zach LaVine thing. I don't want to even go near that. Bogdanovich from Detroit would be nice, but the Detroit Pistons are confirmed the dumbest franchise in the history of sports and are telling people that they're not trading Bogdanovich and they want to add players and they want to win now. Well, you lost 28 games in a row, okay? Just give it up. Where's the meme of the Gucci book bag with the strap that's like hanging on by a thread and it's like, just let it go, bro. Just let it go, man. You gave Monty Williams $100 million, bro. You're cooked. It's time to sell the farm. The barn is tipping over. The cows are dead. It's time to sell the farm, man. But who knows what the Detroit Pistons do? Who else is a very dumb franchise? The Chicago Bulls that are claiming that they're not trading Alex Caruso because he's their some kind of underdog story or whatever the bullshit they're trying to sell out there. These are teams trying to drive up prices. But yeah, when the Sixers are healthy and they're not having just randomly the worst shooting night of all time, they're a very deep team. They are. Tobias Harris gives you 22 points in 35 minutes. Another 20-plus game for Tobias Harris. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's his fourth 20-plus point game in a row. Trade value Toby, man. Here he is. And I know some people get mad in the comments every time I say this, but the tweet came out today from Shams. Teams are interested in Tobias Harris. And the Sixers should be interested in trading Tobias Harris simply because, same reason I've been saying for 5 years, you can get a better fit at a cheaper price. And I want to double down on this. I want to triple down on this. I want to quadruple down on this. Tobias Harris is a horrendous defender. And it happened in this game a lot. The communication's not there. The rotations are not there. They gave up so many wide open layups to the Houston Rockets in this game. It was borderline embarrassing. Probably should have been a bigger win for the Sixers if they didn't give up 500 wide open layups. And a lot of times Tobias just doesn't move. I listened to the Rights to Ricky Sanchez often, and my dude Michael in there, he said just yesterday or the day before, he was like, it's like Tobias Harris has a lock on his hip, and sometimes he forgets to unlock his hips and he just doesn't move. And sometimes he moves. But you got to have guys against elite teams, you got to have guys on the perimeter that can switch and that can stick with ball handlers. Tobias got beat a lot in this game again. And he just, for whatever reason, doesn't box out. We gave up 500,000 offensive rebounds. There's my nightly Tobias slander. I am happy he made some shots. I am happy he gave us 22 points again. It's probably the combination of him and other players that struggle defensively, like Marcus Morris Sr., that makes it look even worse when they're on the floor together. Mo Bamba and Morris Sr. on the floor together defensively is horrible on the defensive end. Lots of wide open layups. Tobias gave us 22, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 for 6 from 3. Can't complain. Can't complain too much. There was a play where Şengün just moved him out of the paint, which is embarrassing for Tobias Harris. But what are you going to do? Let me go through my notes right here, man, and then I'll get up out of here. It's a Friday night. I love you guys for being here. Thanks for hanging out with me. We'll get back to the chat in a second. Let's see. Fred VanVleet started 3 for 3. The Morris-Mo Bamba lineup in the first quarter was bad defensively. Şengün was left wide open a couple of times. One time he was at the top of the key. Why? Nobody went near him. And I was like, how is Şengün, one of their best players, have nobody near him? There was a lot. The fact that we won this game is impressive, and is mostly because of Tyrese Maxey cooking. But there was a lot of defensive mistakes. There was a lot of miscommunications. There was a lot of bad boxing out. What else? Maxey tied a season high with 27 in the first half. Thought he might go for 50, but the Rockets started hounding him defensively, and he made the right decisions, which is obviously don't force the ball in a quadruple team. Kick it out. The fourth quarter, this is what I was saying when the fourth quarter was upcoming. I was saying, are we going to survive when Maxey goes to the bench? Because obviously he was keeping us alive offensively. When Pat Bev comes in and Maxey goes to the bench, are we going to survive? And Patrick Beverly kept us alive. Starting the fourth quarter, Tyrese Maxey on the bench. Patrick Beverly had a little bit of a run by himself. And I just didn't know Patrick Beverly still had this in the tank. I didn't know he still had a little bit of an offensive game at 35 years old. You know, he hits a huge 3 from the corner in the first half. That was from Maxey. Maybe it was a second half. I don't know. But it was when Maxey got like quadruple teamed around a screen and kicked it over to Pat. He hit a huge 3. He had another drive and a little like floater at the rim. He had 5 points in the beginning of that fourth quarter with Maxey on the bench. And that was huge. And then he has the just game icing play where Tobias misses the shot. Pat gets the offensive rebound, kicks it out to Morris for the 4-point play dagger. Shout out to Patrick Beverly in this game. He is surprising me. You know, when Daryl made the signing in the offseason, I was like, that's our offseason move. Patrick Beverly, that's who we got. Patrick Beverly, the guy's cooked. I didn't even know, and I don't intently watch other NBA teams, and I've never really intently watched Patrick Beverly play. Like, to really see what he does. I didn't know he had this much point guard skill. I really didn't. He's a better half-court facilitator than DeAnthony Melton when Melton gets forced into the position. When Maxey goes to the bench, who's going to keep us alive, At this stage, I'm like, please, Patrick Beverly, don't give the ball to DeAnthony Melton. Please. D-Melt had one in the fourth quarter that was just really bad where he tried to ISO, tried to spin on somebody, maybe Tari Eason, and got rejected in the paint, not even close to the rim. But yeah, I was just like, are we going to survive when Maxey goes to the bench? And Patrick Beverly kept us alive. And then Maxey comes back in, starts going off again. Top of the key three, quick trigger, early in the shot clock. Any other player, it's like, why are you shooting this? But it's Tyrese Maxey, and he hits it. A lot of drives, a lot of tough finishes. 12 free throws from Maxey in this game. He actually got a whistle. Tyrese Maxey finally getting a whistle in the NBA. Driving, being aggressive, and getting to the free throw line. Doesn't show me his free throws. Here's his free throws. 14 for 15 from the free throw line, Tyrese Maxey was. So his aggression was paying off, and he was being physical, A lot of things I say about Tobias Harris, who in 35 minutes had 0 free throws, is that he doesn't play physical. He goes around the defense. He avoids contact. Very Ben Simmons-like in his contact avoidance, Tobias Harris is. It's just how naturally he plays. He's probably a non-confrontational guy. He's probably a guy that when a fight breaks out between friends, he says, hey, guys, let's not do this. And then he calls the cops or something like that. Players that love contact, Kelly Oubre style players, fight breaks out, Kelly Oubre is on your side. He's throwing hands immediately. You know what I mean? There's different kind of people in life. I'm not a fighter. I probably avoid contact. I'm not a $180 million NBA player. I need you to be a little bit more physical, Tobias Harris. Anyway, Maxey was being physical. Got to the free throw line a lot. The referees in this game were god-awful once again, but all I ask, again, is that call the cops is crazy. All I ask is that the officials are bad on both ends, and they were. So I'm happy about it. I don't expect NBA officials to be good. They're atrocious. Once again, we get a refereeing crew that I don't think I've ever seen, dude. There's a guy that looks like David Goggins out there, okay? Then there's a dude that looks like a guy that they got out of the EuroLeague, like soccer player. I don't know who these people are. I've never seen them before in my life, and they were making some horrendous calls, but they were on both sides of the ball. They gave Maxey 15 free throws. Some of them he didn't get touched at all. I love it. Thank you. Finally, Tyrese Maxey gets a Damian Lillard whistle, which he deserves. He deserves it, damn it. And there was definitely plays on the other end where they called some fouls or whatever that weren't fouls, or, Fred VanVleet just running into defenders and falling over and he's getting free throws out of it. Şengün with the Jokic head throw all the time, flopping around like a fish, getting calls. What happened to the anti-flopping rule? I knew that wouldn't work. But yeah, Sixers get the dub. I don't have anything else to say, I don't think. I don't have anything else to say. I'll read the chat for a couple minutes, man. Sixers get the dub without Joel Embiid, 131-127. Tyrese Maxey steps up again. Drops 42. He is the guy. He has arrived. He is here. And, fuck James Harden, dude. Seriously. That's how I feel. Every time Tyrese Maxey steps up and gives me a game like this, fuck James Harden. I'm so happy about it. Because we don't need that guy. And all I saw in my damn comments all summer long, what I saw from these little trolls. You guys are going to wait till you see. You're nothing without James. What? What are you idiots talking about? You're nothing without James. He's the reason Joel Embiid's an MVP. Man, shut up. You guys sound so stupid. And that's why I have to be better at not responding to these tweets and comments. I got to get better at it. because it's just dumb as fuck. They're stupid. Anytime I read a comment that I know is flat out stupid, I should do away. I should toss it. That's a stupid one. Don't even finish reading it. It's stupid. Stop reading stupid comments. I'm getting better. What are you guys talking about in the chat, man? Let's see. I haven't watched a game all year, bro. Still recovering from last year. Martin Santiago! What's up, my guy? Shout out to Martin Santiago. For those that don't know, longtime supporter of the channel, once sent me a photograph of him watching one of my videos on a phone in a bunker in a military training facility. I'll never forget that, bro. Thanks for always supporting. Hashtag trade Melton. We gave up a first round pick for him, which ended up in a David Roddy, who is better than DeAnthony Melton. So, hindsight's 2020, but I don't think there's much trade value in DeAnthony Melton. My mom keeps calling him fake Drake. Oh, you talking about Fred VanVleet? Yeah, man. Mini Drake, man. Mini Drake just won't stop cooking the Sixers, man. He's very, very Terry Rozier vibes, just that guy that came off the bench in big-time playoff situations for the Toronto Raptors and cooked us and just plays so above his skill level against the Sixers. I know the Rockets are paying him $40 million. Let's be serious. It's an overpay for Fred VanVleet. He's not a 33-point scoring player. Against the Sixers, he is. Bol is no different than Mo Bamba. Probably right. MH Eastwood, my girl gave me a Sixers jersey for Christmas, but it was a Harden jersey. I'm going first time in the morning tomorrow after work to change it. I don't care. MH, you know what you need to change? You need to change your girlfriend. That's what you need to change. Are you kidding me? Kick her out. She shouldn't be in your house by the morning. She gave you a James Harden Sixers jersey for Christmas. Is this a real comment? Somebody that loves you and is supposed to know everything about you doesn't know that you don't want a James Harden Sixers jersey for Christmas? Where'd she get it? The clearance rack? Get rid of her! She was shopping for herself, and she saw that shit in the back of TJ Maxx for $12.99. And she said, oh yeah, he likes the Sixers. I'm going to get him this Sixers jersey. Get rid of her. If you think I'm joking, I'm not. Let's be serious, bro. Women that I've dated, I don't expect them to know everything that's going on, but they would know enough to not buy me a damn James Harden jersey. I'm just joking. Don't get rid of her. She's nice. Just tell her to pay a little more attention, Because if you don't pay attention, it's going to be a cold day in hell for you. If she tells you a story and 3 weeks later you don't remember the exact details, look out. You never listen to me. You never listen to me. You don't even care about me. But thanks for that, man. Thanks for that entertainment. We're from Chile. It was the only Sixers jersey. Oh, you're in Chile? That kind of ruins it. All right. I don't expect her to even know what a basketball is, let alone who plays for the Sixers. So, all in fun, and that's going to make a great TikTok clip. So, thank you for that. Anyway, you guys are the best, man. I love you. Sixers win. We are 400 sickos in here on a Friday night. We can't help it. Sixers win without Joel Embiid. Tyrese Maxey steps up. Marcus Morris hits a freaking 4-point dagger. Just a wonderful, wonderful game on a Friday night. Chaos? Yes. But it's what the Sixers do. And we got the dub. John C., Thank you for another $2 super chat. I appreciate you. Thank you to everyone that supports the channel. Thank you to everyone that just watches. Thank you to everyone that clicks on a video. Thank you to anyone that comments. Thank you to anyone that hits a like button. Thank you for just supporting me and continuing to push me to a direction of just ridiculous. I mean, I'm on my way to fully supporting myself by talking about the 76ers on YouTube and podcast platforms, and that's unbelievable when you really think about it. I started this not even 4 years ago, and it's all you guys, man. You 400 people in here are the reason it's gotten this far. So thank you for being here. Thank you for constantly supporting, and I'm out. Go Sixers! Yeah!